Hello everyone, today we're going to peek inside the box of this brand new kit from ICM, the Black Hawk from the US Special Forces. As usual, the ICM box comes in two parts, one which is the box art and a nice big sturdy box that contains the plastic sprues. The box is slightly larger than the contents, which should provide nice protection. Now before I get started, all of this was in one big plastic bag, but I removed the bag prior to starting this video shoot. Now we will go through the sprues. Quite a substantial amount of sprues. The rotor blades come separate from one another. There is some raised detail, as you can see here. Also we have part of the assembly detail. Now some of the parts are barely hanging. I have one that was in the back already broken off, so be careful. That's kind of normal when the parts are backed together. We have a minigun molded in one piece, more or less, which is very nicely detailed. Some cockpit elements like the control stick and other fiddly bits. As you can see, there will be a lot of seats, so a lot of small pipes and tubes and all kind of support details. We have half a wheel here, which is nicely represented, I would say, and we have one more sprue of this kind. Next up we have two identical sprues again. More interior stuff. The seat backs, the pilot seats, some more scaffolding for the seats, and some propeller stuff. The tail wheel half, and this is the shiny thing on top of the aircraft. I don't know what this is, some kind of a radar, maybe. Now so far everything looks nice and clean in terms of molding. No immediate imperfections to be seen. The details are reasonably good. Another sprue with various bits and pieces on it. The rotor hub, the seat bottoms, some parts around the engine outlets, the landing gear. We have some more interesting things that are inside the cockpit, as the instrument panel. So here it is how it looks, and I think it looks very well done. Enough details, good definition, excellent if I may add. And somewhere here we had the overhead console, or no, this is the central console, which is also done pretty nicely with a lot of knobs, buttons and whatnot. The brakes on the other side of the main gears are well represented. The rotors, the rotor hubs have plenty of detail if you ask me. Here we can see maybe some flash. So this is fit with that sprue, and we have the boom for the refueling and many other pieces which I have no idea what they are. Now, the main structure of this helicopter. From first impressions, I can see excellent surface detail, raised rivets, once again raised rivets all over the place. How do you like that, or you dislike it, or what is your opinion? I don't know, maybe you can tell me, but for me this is something nice to have. Helicopters are not like jet fighters, they don't need flush rivets and usually don't have flush rivets, so this provides some more opportunities for weathering and surface textures and all kinds of modeling trickery. So it is nice to see that we are going to be able to enjoy such a feature. Other than that, the two fuselage halves are almost full length, minus the nose, and we have a belly part which is again almost full length to the tail. And on the final sprue we have again parts which are more significant in their size. So here we have the top where the engine is, the front cover, the nose, the interior floor and the interior ceiling, rear bulkheads and other doors and stuff like that. So here we have some more details that I would like to zoom in to show you. This is the overhead control column and I think it looks very good. The MH-60 Seahawk that I built many years ago didn't even have details in this area, so that's a massive improvement. The nose area is also very well detailed with all kind of openings for things to go in, a mesh, the hinges and all kinds of stuff. The insides of the doors are also detailed. Interior and exterior part of the doors comes together, molded in one, which is good. And also the same applies to the cargo area, or whatever you call this area. We have the clear part section of this kit. They are nice and glossy. The transparency is actually excellent. There is some distortion, I would say very much non-existent on the more important flat areas. On the areas where we have sharp curves, it's going to be distorted no matter what, so it doesn't really matter. Nice, I would say very nice. Now let's check out the decals. Here we have the instruction booklet, which shows the steps to the assembly of this model. We will go in depth when I start building this thing, but in essence we get 108 steps to complete this build, which is a lot of steps, but it is a big model, relatively. Here we have a template for the masks. This kit does not provide die-cut masks, but this is a good thing to have if you don't have die-cut masks. Not always easy to cut your own masks with even with the template, but it is doable. And then we have 3 marking options, all of which represent black special operation aircrafts. So there is that. There are not a lot of decals. This aircraft is not really covered with many stencils or anything. So we have decals for the instrument panels, which I don't think I will use. Many green, dark green items here. They will be probably very much invisible, but if they're on the actual aircraft and they look the same, so we must have them on our models. The decals look to be in-house production, or at least it doesn't state on the decal sheet who manufactured the decals, so I will assume these are ICM decals. I will start building this one right after I finish the Skyhawk from Magic Factory. And should you wish to follow any one of these builds, you are very welcome to join my community on Patreon and follow along. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, happy modeling, fellas!